Hi, I'm Logan.
And I'm Matt.
And we're with Wild and Wanderlust. Today we're going to be telling you all about Havasupai, the permitting system, what the hike's actually like, what it's like being down in the campground. So follow along, watch the whole video. There's going to be a lot of interesting facts and things you really need to know if you're going to take on this hike next year.
To start off, I just want to give you a little history about the tribe. The Havasupai Tribe currently sits on 188,000 acres of land in the southwest part of the Grand Canyon. When the Grand Canyon was originally established in 1919, the tribe was allotted 518 acres in a nearby side canyon, but have since returned to their original homelands, which includes the beautiful blue-green waterfalls they share with us today. These lands are sacred to them, and they draw their strength and spirituality from it. The population of Havasupai Tribe is 640, and tourism is their main industry. Packing animals for trips, accommodating guests, and providing other services for the tribal enterprise is their main source of revenue. The nearest community to the reservation is Peach Springs. It is 64 miles southwest of Hilltop, so please be respectful throughout your visit.
With all this being said, the tribe seeks to preserve the beauty that is Havasupai Falls and limits the number of visitors allowed to visit the reservation. They do this by requiring a paid permitting system to hike into their village and access their lands, which includes all the waterfalls. There is no day camping allowed, so this is the only option.
So you may be asking how to get permits. So the very first thing you need to know is February 1st is when the permits go live. So make sure you have an account signed up, go ahead and log in and be ready on February 1st when they drop. With that being said, there is a few things you need to know. First off, all the reservations are for 4 days, 3 nights. There's 2 different options. You have the lodge or you have the tent camping. We did the tent camping, but the lodge is also another great alternative if you aren't a big fan of tent camping. And we'll go over that a little bit later in the video. Another thing to know is you can have 12 people on your reservations, but the one person that signs up for all those spots has to be present the day of the hike and claim the reservation spots. So make sure whoever is there, who's going to take control of the group, make sure they don't plan on backing out later on. Make sure they're 100% on board with this because it's something that's not easily changed.
Permits are available throughout the whole year, but the experience will vary significantly. So be sure to consider what time of year you want to visit prior to applying for the permit. So for example, like March through May and September through November, it's gonna be the best hiking weather. You're gonna have warm days, cool nights. We ended up going in October. Perfect. It's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
However, you can also look to go during the summer, like June through August timeframe. The water will be warmer. When we went, it was very cold. I can't say it was very enjoyable, but there were a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
But once the sun went out or went away, the people definitely got out of the water.
Yeah.
So if you go during the summer, like June through August, it's going to be a hotter hike, but you will have warmer water. But another big concern is that you'll have to be facing the risk of flash floods during the monsoon season. If you decide to go through sometime in December to February, you don't have to worry about flash floods near as likely, but it's gonna be a lot colder. You will get fewer crowds, of course, because it is a colder time of year. At that point, the lodge is looking pretty darn nice.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't want to camp in the cold. I know if we would have gone in January, February, we would have definitely gone that route.
Yeah.
So how much does it cost after you secure a permit? Expect to pay about $455 per person for 3 nights, 4 days, including all taxes and fees. Even more if you do not want to tent camp and stay at the lodge instead. Camping is a camp wherever style along the Havasu Creek, where you will need to bring your own tent, food, and gear. The lodge runs around $2,277 per lodge room, which is up to 4 people for 3 nights. The lodge is limited to 24 rooms and sells out fast. We really do recommend camping though, because of its proximity to all the falls and just the overall experience.
So once you secure your permit and have everything ready, what's the next step? So the next step I would say is definitely figuring out where you're going to stay around the starting point into Supai. So we stayed at the Grand Canyon's Cavern Inn, which was super convenient. It was probably about an hour to Hilltop, which is where you start your hike, but that's also where you check in for your reservations and get all your tags for your bags and for your tents and things like that. So that was really convenient. We decided to stay with our RV. So there was a little RV spot at the back, which was nice for us because we lived in our RV full time at that point. but there's also like an inn-style like motel.
So as Logan mentioned earlier, when you check in, the trip leader must check in for all members of the group. Failure to do so will result in your reservation being canceled. There are no refunds or rescheduling the dates that are allowed. The trip leader will also need to provide their photo ID, and then they will receive the permits, the wrist bags, the bag tags, and an entrance form that is required for all the members. All vehicle license plates must be registered upon check-in, and I do have a feeling that the Tribe they seem to be very particular in this aspect. You can start the hike on any day of your reservation. However, you must depart on or before the last day of your reservation. There's no refund for unused days, so we recommend getting down there early, and on the day you get out, get up early too, so it's not too hot.
So now that we have discussed how to get permits to make it onto tribal land, we must discuss how to actually get there. Anyone who wishes to visit must choose one of 3 options: hiking, helicopter ride, or pack mule. Let's start off with the most popular option, which is hiking into Supai village. Access to the village is via trail that begins at Havasu Hilltop. From Havasu Hilltop, it is 8 miles to the Supai village and 2 additional miles to camping and waterfalls. Start your hike before sunrise to beat the desert heat, especially in the summer. Carry at least 1 gallon of water per person, as there is no water on the trail. The hike is long and remote, but not technical. It's mostly a downhill trek into the canyon. But remember, the hike back out is uphill and can be very strenuous, especially in the sun.
Next up is the helicopter ride, which is weather permitting. Dates of operation are between March 15th and October 15th. Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. October 15th through March 15th, Fridays and Sundays. The cost for a helicopter ride into the canyon is $100 per person each way. Children 2 years and younger fly free. No luggage can be flown without a passenger. Each passenger is allowed 1 carry-on bag up to 40 pounds. Reservations for helicopters cannot be made and flights are never guaranteed. You must show up at Havasupai Hilltop or a village landing and sign in before 10 a.m. and flights take place between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. IHS and tribal members receive priority boarding. Tourists are boarded on a first-come, first-served basis. Once signed in, be ready to fly. You must be there when your name is read. If you are not there, it will be crossed off the list. It takes approximately 15 minutes to fly from Havasupai Hilltop to Supai Village. To see the waterfalls, you will need to hike 2+ miles from the village. Always be prepared to hike in case the chopper doesn't fly.
Finally, pack mules are available to carry bags into and out of the village. Mule reservations will be confirmed at check-in. Mule reservations are non-refundable. If you intend to use the service, you must ensure your packs and supplies are the proper weight and size for your mule reservation. Visitors must obtain their pack mule tags no later than 9 a.m. on the morning of your reservation arrival date in order for your reservation to be honored. For packs from hilltop to campground, visitors must drop off bags no later than 10 a.m. at Trailhead. Bags can be dropped off as early as 4 a.m. at Trailhead on the morning of your reservation date. Packs typically arrive below around 5 p.m. For packs from campground to hilltop, bags ready for transport must be dropped off no later than 6 a.m. at campground. Packs typically arrive up top around noon. Amenities are very limited at Havasupai Falls. There is drinking water via a natural spring near the campsites that is safe to drink. We recommend still filtering your water for added safety, but not everyone did, and they did seem fine. Composting toilets are available in several locations in the canyon. Occasionally, toilet paper runs low, so it is wise to bring your own. Finally, you have to check out the fry bread stand during your stay. It is right above Havasupai Falls. It was delicious and a unique experience. There are quite a few waterfalls to explore while there, and we recommend doing as many as you can, depending on how comfortable you are. When we went, we completed Havasu Falls, 50-Foot Falls, Little Navajo Falls, and Mooney Falls, which will be included in this video. We did not do Beaver Falls or the Confluence because Matt was not able to navigate down the ladders at Mooney with a shoulder injury.
Oh, it's so quiet.